How is it going, you beauts and beauties? Welcome to episode 170 of the Hat Trick Hockey Podcast, brought to you by GL Heritage, the official beer of the Hat Trick Hockey Podcast. I am your host, Brett Hedges, joined by Anthony Gaudet in the dungeon, live and in color.
Yes.
If you guys like what you see, do you like this t-shirt?
The hoodies, whatever.
This is brand new merch. Hit our link in the subscription to go to our merch store, get all the merch and merchandise that you want to see. Hit us up, and we can see if we can make it happen, because we've always got new things on the up and up. Do you have any secrets about what may be coming up?
Well, we are going to start looking into the ladies line of clothing, because I think that now we're starting our female viewership is growing. So I think it'll be a good idea for us to get some ladies merch out. One of the things I did have an idea with, I'll give one away, was in like hockey, you would call a good looking woman, you'd call her a rocket, right?
Yeah.
Girl's a rocket, right? So there's going to be a rocket shirt coming out for the ladies.
Perfect.
So there will be a rocket one, and it will have our logo probably like on the rocket or something somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be a lady shirt coming soon.
And if you have any feedback about that, like what kind of cut that you would prefer, what kind of size range,
I'm gonna do a ladies cut. It'll be like a ladies fit shirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or we can put them on tank tops for the summertime. So
maybe the primary colors that you would want for the shirt. Give us some feedback.
For sure.
We always like hearing from the fans about all things like that.
Absolutely.
Merch is really important. It's a great way to get our stuff out in the community. And one thing I do want to say is I am seeing a lot more of our merch in the community through the
I love it.
Windsor Essex. Thanks
love
to all
you
of our
guys.
followers.
Love you guys.
And all of you guys for wrapping our stuff. First things first. How you doing, bud? It's been a while.
It has been a bit. Well, the boys, we had a few weeks off here.
Yeah.
We're like, you were sick.
I was.
Tristan's been working like crazy too. Now he's gone away. He's in Florida right now, Tristan. So hopefully he's having a good vacay.
And it was his birthday.
It was his birthday too. So happy birthday to him as well.
21. It's a big year.
21. Yeah, he can finally have a beer in the States, even though he doesn't drink. But
that's okay.
He can drive us around.
Absolutely. Yeah. Best of luck to him. Honestly. I hope he has the best year of his whole life. Now.
Tristan's a beauty.
And we all know that all the fans like him too. So
of course.
We wish him all the best in this year. Big year of study, big year of broadcasting, big year of podcasting. And one thing I noticed is that we are less than 2 months away from the NHL season.
Yeah, I know.
Getting underway, and it feels like
Hockey Boner's about half mass right now. We're half mass.
We're out of July, and we're out of the doldrums of summer. You know, where you say, "Oh, hockey's so far away." It's August now, but you can get away with getting the pucks and the sticks out.
It's fucking 3 weeks. We're in camp.
Yeah, exactly. And it's creeping up on us really quickly. And one thing that we wanted to highlight early, before we get going into any other local news, everyone in the Windsor Essex County community, sports community, we lost a giant. Bob Jones passed away at age 54 after a brave battle with ALS. In the short time that the diagnosis was brought up to the public, and the response to it, I feel like that was truly amazing. They had the event at the WFCU Center, and I feel like it was an appropriate acknowledgement of all the things that he did in his entire career. So if there's anyone out there, the Jones family, anyone associated with the Spits, or anyone who knew Jonesy, as he was called, our condolences go out to you. It's a tough loss, especially seeing someone go that young. And ALS, let's just cut it. It's devastating.
It is.
And the fact that they were able to shine a big light on the lack of funding in the ALS study and everything like that. I feel like that was a nice tribute to his legacy, and hopefully we can make him proud with the work that we do in the future.
Absolutely.
So if you've got one, raise it up to Jonesy. Rest in peace, Bob, and thank you for all you did.
Yeah, let me tell you guys something. So I was at that ALS game last year, the Jonesy game, and I will say that was a rink. I've never felt so much love in a hockey rink in my entire life, and I truly mean that. You could just feel it in the air. It was a great event. The stars were out and shining bright. He came out on the ice. He did the puck drop.
Yep.
And stuff like that. He was waving to the crowd, standing O.
And I think that's really important.
Of course it is. Like he never gonna forget that ever. And just everything that he did for research and stuff like that. So I want to say to Jonesy, as we would call him, is not only rest in peace, but we would like to say thank you for all of the help that you've done for all the research and the hockey games and just everything that you've done in hockey in general. So thank you and rest in peace.
For sure. Just think about the number of people that his coaching or his playing career, how many people he was able to reach and affect in some way. Crazy. He was involved with the Spitfires, obviously, for those Memorial Cup runs in 08 and 08-09, those two teams there. He was involved with Oshawa when they won the Memorial Cup. When DJ,
he's a winner, man. He's a winner.
When he went with DJ to Oshawa there, they won the Cup. Then they goes to the pros, and he was most recently with Ottawa, right? So this guy was absolutely where he deserved to be, and it's unfortunate that it was cut short, right? And once again, our condolences go out to
we
the
love you,
entire
Jonesy.
family.
Love you, buddy.
And I love seeing all the tributes that came out.
Yeah.
So in honor of Jonesy, let's talk about some hockey.
Let's do it.
All right. So first things first, the 73s have made some big signings. Let's get that off the top before we go to some other local news. So who do you want to talk about first?
Shoot, whoever you want.
I want to talk about McManus.
Oh, okay. So can I kind of hit on this quickly?
Yes.
So very briefly, so this kid is
tee it up, baby.
He's a nail gun. Okay, he's gonna dump pucks in the corner and he's gonna hammer you. Okay, he's very physical.
Yes.
He plays with jam. He's gonna put up some points. He's gonna add some leadership into the lineup.
Yes.
This is Mike Paley. This is a grade A move. Fantastic. He's got 5 games with the Spits, I think.
Yeah, and I'll jump in real quick
go
before
ahead,
you
bro.
go in
go
there.
Ahead, man.
And the reason why I say I'm really excited about this because I think I was there when the one game that it was either I was there as a fan or I was covering the game.
Yeah.
He was in the lineup, and I think it was his first shift. He went after somebody and he thumped him. And it was noticeable. Yeah. Right. And he was there. Like he was keeping up with the play and everything. And I think his second shift, I don't know if it was his first or his second shift. It might be in the same shift that he tussled with somebody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he got the call up and
he's not scared to do it.
And he had the hockey hair flowing. He's got the dark,
the dark
baby.
Hair.
Let's go. And I was all about it. I was like, this guy is an entertainer. And it made me think of, the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe. Is like, are you not entertained?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's gonna have some big moments with the 73s this year. He's gonna be a huge impact player. He's gonna score some huge goals. I'm calling it right now.
Here's the thing.
Yep.
So we lost Halsey. Okay. Yep. So Halsey's an overager. We lost Halsey. So Cooves was playing with Piccolo, I believe. Yes. So those two were playing. Well, now they don't have a winger.
Yes.
So now do you slot him in that top unit?
Yeah.
And then, so now with him and Cuvion, this team's going to play with some jam. So
absolutely.
That's what I like. Because Cooves is kid can scrap with the best of them, okay? But it's not something that we encourage him to do, obviously. But sometimes it happens.
Yeah,
but hockey plays happen. He did it.
Not as big of a part of the game anymore. But the physicality has to stay.
But here's the thing. Cooves can score goals, too, where McManus is going to be the same thing.
Yeah, he played 5 full seasons in LaSalle. Like he was there for a long time. Like this is the exact move that is probably the best spot for him career-wise.
This is a great move.
Yeah,
for everybody.
And I feel like this is a kind of a move that you talk about in May when you win some big playoff games.
Yeah. Patty,
right?
Let's go, baby.
Welcome to the Threes.
Yeah, welcome, buddy.
And I'm glad he stayed in the area, right? Obviously, these guys have options to go wherever they want to go, and he decided to stay home and whatever his deciding factors were.
Love it.
Were fantastic. Okay, next up, who's our next big signing?
Austin Gouvermont. So Goovy played his 16-year-old season with us.
Yes.
Goovy's 6'4". He's probably about 180 pounds. Skilled as shit.
Yeah.
Cannon for a shot. He can play all parts. He can play penalty kill. He can play power play. He'll go in the corners and bang it up.
Yeah.
He's cannon for a shot, this kid.
He played some time with the London Nationals.
Yes, he did. So he played his 16-year-old year with us, And then
he was rookie of the year or something, right?
Yes, he was actually. Great season. I'm not sure on the stats. Sorry, Goovy. I need to do a little more homework on you, but I know it was in the post. So he went and played up there, London.
Great organization for
great organization, absolutely. And then now he just decided that the time was right and everything that he was going to come home. So welcome back, Goovy.
Yeah, that's a big signing. That's a big exciting signing to have at
That's
the
a
end of
sniper
July,
right there.
And those are two big pieces of your team that God help us that they're going to stay healthy throughout the year. Those can be very, very, very important.
Absolutely, but not to mention that's going to add a little size to your lineup as well.
Absolutely, and when you look at looking down the line, if you want to match up with teams like Lakeshore or anybody else that makes it in the PGHL playoffs, you got to have some size.
So think about it.
You got to win those one-on-one battles
with just these two signings.
Yep.
How much skill, how much jam, how much everything did we just add in two players?
You added a significant amount of physicality to your lineup.
And Mike's not done yet. I just have a feeling Mike's not done yet.
That's
not even
exciting.
close. Not even close.
Good.
That's just my speculation. I have not talked to Mike or anything about it, but as you guys know, we follow the team, and I don't think
just our feelings.
I don't think he's done yet. So let's put it that way.
What is our timeline for PGHL camps? Because it's August now when we're recording.
Yeah, so I believe camps are going to be going.
They got to be going.
I think it's like
weeks.
Yes, it's in August. I know that for sure. I think it's late August. I think it's like third week of August.
So guys, if you haven't gotten any of your runs in yet, if you haven't been doing any online or offline training or something, get your asses to training.
Yes, I'll tell you right now. This Coach P is going to be looking to do some damage. So I think between everybody in the organization and the players after the Lakeshore series, and don't get me wrong, we're not taking anything away from Lakeshore, but it left a bad taste in our mouth. So
as it should.
Yes, as it should. And I was telling some of the boys, I said, let that sit in all summer. And then when you come into camp, bring that with you and let's go. Yeah. It's a new season. So we'll see what happens. I'm really looking forward to it. Lakeshore, as always, is going to have a good team. They're well coached. They're very well rounded. They score goals. They have goaltending. They have great defense. They have it all. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to it.
So the chess match begins, right? You have to.
It always begins. Let's go, baby.
So
it's a new year.
Signings with McManus and Gouvermont.
Yep.
So looking forward to seeing how that all ends up.
Let's go.
I can't wait to hear what some more signings could be in the time going here.
Keep an eye on the pages.
For sure. Before I don't want to forget about this. Junior B, GOJHL. They went from 3 conferences down to 2. We'll talk about this just slightly because it makes it a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they went down from 3 conferences down to 2. So they split the one conference in half. One went to the east essentially. One goes to the west. They're just calling it. They're just calling them the former names. But I had it written down. It should be here somewhere.
So has it always been 3, for the longest time?
It had been 3 for a long time, and then it made things complicated in the playoffs because they would have 3 conference champions, and they would have a little round robin for a couple games, a home and home with each team.
Yeah.
And then they would do the top 2 teams there would be a series. So they're just eliminating the third conference, slicing them in half, making it 11 teams and 12 teams, I think, or 10 or 11. And then they're going to do top 8 both sides for playoffs, and then the 2 conference champions play in a 7-game series for the Southern.
Well, that kind of sucks if you're in the one conference that has one more team.
Yeah,
especially if it's 8 and 8 that get in. You think maybe they should add a team to even it up.
Oh, I had it right here too, but this is my grocery list. This is not.
Well, what do you need over there?
So we got the league champion is in LaSalle's conference. That's Listowel. Yeah, they won that conference. So quickly, I wanted to talk about that because we haven't talked about Junior B in a while.
No, we haven't.
And I want this to be a full local show, and I want to touch on everything if we can. We missed it. Sebastian Jervey from Windsor played for Saginaw Spirit, won the Memorial Cup. I guess he was in town last week with the Memorial Cup at Central Park Athletics. Congratulations. That's awesome that those people got to see the Memorial Cup. I'm glad that it was able to come to Windsor for a day or 2.
Damn right.
And I hope that he enjoys it. His brother, so Sebastian Jervey and his brother Julian, they both won championships in their respective leagues. So let me explain here. So Julian is Sebastian's older brother, and Julian plays in the CJHL with a team called the Calgary Canucks. Okay. So they play in the CJHL, which is what Leamington would play in.
I think
so, Junior A League, right?
Yep.
So he's just playing out west. His team lost in the semifinals of the national tournament that Collingwood ended up winning.
Really?
Right? And so Collingwood beat Leamington in their conference championship there in their first year in Junior A.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a local connection there too.
Wild.
So Julian's team lost, Calgary, the Calgary Canucks. They lost in the semifinals, but Julian won the MVP of his league.
Sweet.
So we've got Sebastian, who's 19, who won the Memorial Cup with Saginaw, and then you've got Julian Jervey, who won the MVP of the CGHL. I believe it's called the Centennial Cup.
Just nothing but winners coming out of Essex County. That's all it is, baby. Let's go.
Sebastian said that they were going to have one day with the cup. At the time when he was interviewed, this was back when the Memorial Cup just happened. Mm-hmm. They said he might do like a barbecue with the family with it, and I think that would be super cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were really. My family got to spend a day with the Memorial Cup because. Peek behind the curtain. I have a cousin. She's married to J.R. Grant, who is the head equipment manager for the Spits.
Oh, sick.
So he brought. We had a party with the Memorial Cup.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go, but my parents did.
Sweet.
And they're like, "Yeah, we're partying with the Memorial Cup. It was great."
Yeah.
So that was that when they won in 2017.
Yeah.
And that was cool. I remember being on the ice for that celebration. That was really cool.
That would be awesome.
When they were asked, Sebastian and Julian, if they would be interested in playing together one day, they said perhaps it would be able to possible if they both went to the NCAA or to an OUA school.
Ooh,
so get those recruitments going.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those players in the CJHL, they end up going to really good NCAA schools. So, and that was just a reminder that Collingwood won the CJHL championship, and then they were the team that beat Leamington in their conference final.
So, question for you, real quick.
Yep.
If you had the opportunity to do both, would you go CHL or would you go college route?
Well, now that they changed the rule that these kids can use their education packages in the their CHL education packages, they can use them for NCAA schools now. But so what you're going to end up seeing is kids that are not going to go to NCAA until they're 21, and they're going to get 4 years of
four years in the O and
school,
then
and then they're going to be able to maybe go play some pro.
But I mean, if you had to if you had to choose where it was only like, hey, you can do one or the other, are you going CHL or are you going college?
Me personally, I would have gone the NCAA route.
Really? Is it for like the education purposes of it, or the women?
That's one thing. Like I don't know. Like I just feel like
college parties.
If I was to be in that caliber, I don't think I would have been the caliber of player to be in the CHL. And I probably would have taken what I could have gotten.
College route, and then Brett would have been running down the street hammered in his underwear.
I know I have some really good friends that went and played some NCAA hockey, had some fun stuff at like Lake Superior State. And
I know guys that were gone for ball. I'll tell you some stories off the air.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And they had a good time. Yeah. That would be fun.
So. I think I would go the CHL route, though. I just feel it gets more exposure. Unless you're going to one of the big major colleges, you're like Michigan's, you're like
if you're a guy like
Boston
Macklin Celebrini, where you know that you're going to the NHL after your 17 year anyway, why wouldn't you want to go play a year at Boston?
I mean, if
College,
you're dialed in, if that's what I mean. But if you're playing at one of those big ones, but I mean, if you're going to like a D2 or D3 school, why would you not just play in the CHL? You'd get more exposure.
Yeah, and you'll end up going to school eventually somewhere.
Yeah, like you would have 3-4 years to do it.
Yeah, and for every year that you play, they give you, I think, I don't know for sure.
Don't quote us.
Yeah, they take care of a year of school for what I know.
Sweet.
Or a portion of it.
That's a good deal. I like that.
That's how a lot of the guys end up playing for the University of Windsor, right?
But then it kind of feeds both the education system as well as the CHL at the same time. So
yes, for sure. Because a lot of those guys aren't like some of those guys will go to university while they're in the OHL. Yeah. Like some of the overage guys will probably be taking first year university courses and stuff like that, preparing to maybe go to whatever college, because they usually have that kind of lined up. But if they know if they're not going to go, if they're going to go to the like an OUA or a like an OU sports school, or if they're going to go somewhere else, right? If they're going to go the ECHL route or just go try and play some pro.
But also, if you're one of those guys too that's lucky enough to play both, then that's like double exposure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and double. Yeah, you get to double dip. You play CHL and then NCAA, or CHL and then OUA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why some of these University of Windsor teams have been so solid. They get some really good players that just need a place to play after their OUA or OHL career is done.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Oh, we've got a big thing coming up. We forgot to mention it off the top.
Yeah, fuck. We just jumped into hockey. So we have 4-time Stanley Cup champion.
4-time.
Darren fucking McCarty is coming in to play some golf with us. But before we go play some golf, we're going to be at Mr. Tony's joint. We're going to be there from 10 until 11 a.m. on August 12th.
Tony's joint
in Essex. 10 till 11 a.m. Dmac's going to be there.
Get there
signing autographs, taking photos, kissing babies, whatever. So we're there for an hour because we listen, we can't really stay past that because we're on a tight schedule. Like, we have to be at the course and everything too. He's also playing. We're shooting a round of golf.
He's coming down to kick your ass in golf.
Yeah, that's what he said. You guys seen the video that's out. So listen, so how our day is going is he's going to meet me in Essex here. We're going to be at Tony's joint for 10 till 11.
10 a.m.
10 a.m. till 11. And then we're going to be going to Bellevue to play golf that day, which we're shooting a video. So we're vlogging it. Like, we're bringing in
some camera people.
We're bringing in some camera people. We'll name him when he's ready to be named, but he's very local. Fuck it. Claro Media is going to be who I think we're going to be working with. He's a younger kid.
Yeah,
I've seen some of his work. He did some work last year. He did some work during the Lakeshore final series there, the Smalts Cup series. He did some minor hockey stuff. His work is incredible. So check out his Instagram. It's claro.media, I believe. CLARO.media. So check him out. He's unreal, this kid. So we're going to get him working with us too. He's going to be vlogging for us. So that day he's going to meet me in the morning and we're vlogging we're vlogging the whole autograph signing. We're going to the golf course. They're going to film the round of golf. So you guys are going to get a golf video out of us too. And then we're going back to a location, I'm not going to say. And we're going to go there and we're going to have some food, obviously, because we just played golf. And we're going to shoot a poolside interview with Dmac too. So there's going to be 2 videos coming up out of this. So heads up for that. So that's all going down August 12th. So last time, August 12th, Tony's joint in Essex, 10 till 11 a.m. So we'll see you guys there.
And if you want to get there, don't try and show up at 10:45.
Yes, don't. That'll be bad. Show up early. I'm telling you. Yes, show up early.
Come on, 4-time Cup champs coming to town. Yeah, show the man some love.
We're gonna have like photos there that he can sign and everything too. It's free of charge. We're not charging you anything. Nothing. We just come out and meet him, say hi, get a photo, get an autograph. Let's do it.
Yeah, and we're really excited that Tony's providing the space to do that, right? So.
Absolutely. Tony's also going to be golfing in the video too. So, excellent. So Tony's a big part of this as well.
I've never been there, so I'm excited to see what the kind of crowd you guys can get.
I'm going to tell you something. That store, you could eat off the floor in there. It's so clean.
And that's important.
It's very clean. It's a very nice. The staff is very friendly.
Yep.
The products are always top notch. The pricing is pretty good. I'm telling you, man, these guys,
quality service.
They're top notch. I wouldn't be with them if they weren't top notch. And he's been with us since like the start.
It's been
the start. He's been with us probably 3 years or more. So we love Tony. We love Tony's joint. So look forward to that coming up. So
absolutely, that's exciting. So one more time, August 12th, 10 to 11 at Tony's Joint in Essex. Come meet Darren McCarty.
Yeah.
We have posted that video up on social media. A lot of good responses so far.
Shout out to Mac too. Shout out to Dmac.
Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to meeting him.
You're going to be shooting the interview with me, right?
Yes, we'll be.
You can't golf, but you're shooting the interview with me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be busy during the day, but I'll be there at night.
Beautiful.
So exciting.
Yeah.
So talking about camp with the 73s coming up, we've had some local players going to national team camps. Some of our Windsor Spitfire players were going to different level Hockey Canada evaluation camps to determine, what kind of international teams some of those players are going to play for. So just a little rundown there. So for our folks that don't know, Jack Nesmith, who was Windsor's first round pick last year, he was able to get a lot of ice time this year, and he's getting better. He went to the U18 selection camp in Calgary from July 27th to the 30th, and that was to determine who's going to play on the Gretzky-Hlinka Cup team. So that's that next week. So we'll have more information on how that went next episode. 3 other Spits. So the Spits that were just recently drafted a couple of months ago: Ethan Belchez, who was number 1 overall; JC Lemieux, who we took number 22 overall, but that's a second round pick because it's a 20-team league. And then Carter Hicks, who we took number 24 overall. He's a defenseman. All 3 of those players went to development camp for the U17 team, and that's to determine who's going to play at the U17 like World Hockey Challenge, like those guys there. We had that in Amherstburg back in the day.
Sweet.
Like where it's a bunch of like Amherstburg and Tecumseh hosted that.
Yeah.
I forget, it was like almost 10 years ago now, but
they should bring that back down here.
Yeah, I think
Come on, Hockey Canada, let's go.
I think Sarnia's hosting it. I don't know why I don't have that written down, but and then of course this past week, Windsor LaSalle boy Andrew Gibson, drafted by Detroit last year.
Let's go.
Drafted by Detroit second round, but he got flipped over to Nashville.
Yeah.
And then he was going to development camp with the World Junior team, which was in Windsor.
Yes.
So they had their development camp in Windsor. They had a couple days of practice, and then they had some scrimmages, and then a game against Sweden. And you went to the game against Sweden.
I was at the game against Sweden.
Break it down.
Let me tell you. First of all, Sweden, they had this kid. I don't know his name.
First of all, how awesome is it that you get to watch Canada-Sweden in your home rink?
And it's 2 of the top, two of the top junior teams. The only thing that would have made it better is if it was Canada-US. That would have been the only thing that would have made it better.
Can you imagine? In
Sweden,
the middle of July.
Sweden was don't get me wrong, it was a fucking close second, okay? Yeah. But they had this one kid. He had to have been, I guess, off his skates. He was 6'6". He's like 240. Kid's a fucking unit. But here's the thing.
He's 18.
Here's the thing. He flies. He's a defenseman. He walks the blue line. He's got an absolute cannon for a shot. He's like tall and lanky. Hammers guys. Let me tell you, he hit a guy in front of us. I thought they were coming into our fucking lap because we sat front row.
Yep.
So I thought they were coming. Ethan was like, whoa, because it was just me and him, right?
Yeah.
And then, so the game went on. It was a really fast-paced game. They didn't hold back. Like, they were flying.
No, they're flying. They're fighting for spots.
They were hitting. There was scrums. It was like as dumb as it's going to sound, but it was like a real fucking World Junior game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were... there was everything. I feel bad for the one guy from Team Canada. I'm not sure who it was. I didn't catch who it was. Someone took a shot or whatever. He slid down the block. It went off his stick, right off his mouth.
Oh.
He went straight down the tunnel. We obviously knew, and I don't know why, but so the trainer gets off the bench. You see him looking around a second, bends over, picks up teeth. I'm like, fuck's sakes. So this kid's like 17, 18 years old, losing teeth and in an exhibition game too, but still it's Team Canada in Windsor. Fuck's sakes. But then, but the overall experience, sucks. They didn't have Igenla dressed that night.
Okay.
So he wasn't dressed, but they still had some of the other big dogs were playing.
Yeah. So you're seeing more bubble kids that are getting
for sure. Like you were seeing like the 3rd and 4th line guys, but still it's Team Canada World Juniors. Dude. It's the best players in the world playing and at their age. And Ethan loved it. It was a really fast-paced game. We left about early third period just because E was kind of.
He's tired. Yeah.
And the game started at 7:30 too. If the game would have started at 7, I think would have been better.
Been able to pull through.
Yeah, I think he would have made it through. He might have just passed out on the way home. He ate fucking everything in sight there. Like Ethan always digs deep into my pockets when we go to hockey games, which is fine. It's cool. Like he loves going. But overall experience, it was great. Canada lost in the shootout. However, we stopped hitting. Okay. Like I think if we would have, so with the first and probably halfway through the second period, we were hitting the shit out of them, yep. And it was 1-1, and then I guess just as we left, Sweden had scored again to make it 2-1, and then Canada tied it with like a minute and 30 seconds left. I guess went into overtime, solved nothing. They went into the shootout, and then Sweden ended up winning in the shootout. But
dude, the fact that it went to a shootout,
that's you can't
free hockey. Yeah. You got absolutely every cent of your money's worth.
Absolutely. Like I paid maybe like $50 or $60 and we sat front row right in the corner.
That's what I mean. Think about what that means to your kid.
Yeah, like he'll never forget that.
No.
And we sat front row right in the corner that freaking Canada shoots twice.
Yes.
So,
and as soon as I found out about that series, I texted you. I said you should take E. Like
I already said, I already have seats. But it was like, I'm telling you though, some of these Sweden guys, we were watching them during warm up. The puck just comes off their stick different, man. Yeah. Like it was like slow wind up on shots, but then it was just like zing, zing, ting, ting. Yeah. I'm like, holy shit! So
satisfying.
Like it was, but they were like bar down, hitting, flying 30 rows into the stands. I'm like, Jesus.
Then there's me, can't even hit the broadside of the net.
Yeah, and then I just bounce it off of him when he goes to the net. However, we got to do it, buddy. We get her done. But
that's rude.
Yeah, but anyways, 10 out of 10 experience. So it was good.
Really cool that they could pull that off, and obviously like Windsor had to be accepting of the gig, right? Yeah. They can't just say like, hey, yeah.
They were here for 3-4 days, I think.
That's what I mean. Like perfect example, because we have so many different rinks that they could use, right? They could do morning skate on one of the community rinks if they need to, then go on the big ice later.
They had the bar down guys here and everything.
It's exciting.
It was awesome.
That's good.
Great experience.
Good. Anything else before you want to wrap it up, or?
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that's really happened in the hockey world.
No, we're in the dog days of summer. We wanted to get this out though to kind of recap.
We got to give you guys something here. Also, too, should we get a little further in depth on what's going to happen for OHL tonight?
Yeah, like it's so we announced it a couple episodes ago that myself and Tristan are going to be part of the a U.S. away broadcast.
Yeah.
We're going to be part of the studio portion of the show for OHL games when the Spits play in the States and when they play in Brampton. So it's going to be a total of 10 games. And this is, we're just expanding. I've been doing studio hosting stuff for a number of years with the Spits. So we reached out and said, hey, we have this idea. What do you think of it? And as of right now, we're going to roll with it.
Yeah, we're running it.
And we're going to see what we can do. So we're really excited. For because of it was a one person set before, like you could really condense things, and you didn't really need that much of a studio to kind of like pull back the curtain a little bit. But with a 2 or possibly a 3-person studio set,
opening night's going to be 3 of us.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a desk that is kind of not exclusive, but like it's the desk that all the Coach Coast stations have across Ontario and things like that, and it's a nice little L desk, and it's
a nice little set.
It's not something that I've ever used. We've always used other things, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the pre-production part of that, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There are some of the games where I'm not going to be available based on other gigs that I have. So you might
just have like Tristan and I for those ones.
Yeah,
right?
and there's other people that will be involved.
If none of us can be there, someone will be there.
Yeah, like my buddy Cody Rousson, he's going to help us out when we need some help, and he's available. And we've got some other people that can fill in too. And so we're really excited. It's about expanding the coverage of the team and getting more people on air and getting them familiar with the audience and with the league. So we're excited about that. I'm excited that these guys are open to that possibility.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited that the station is open to us taking a crack at it.
So pretty much how it's going to go is like, so we're going to go on there. We'll be doing pregame. And then we're going to send it over to the guys for the call on the game. And then they're going to send it back to us. We're going to do the intermission. We're going to send it back to them for the second period. They're going to send it back to us. We're going to do another intermission. We're going to send it back to them for the third. And then they're going to ship it back to the fellas. And we're going to wrap it up post-game, right?
Yeah, and unless there's overtime or shootout where they might come back to us for a minute or two.
Yeah.
But other than that,
they might come back and say, hey, who... But if they come back to us during the overtime, like we're calling winning goals, right?
No, it's not us on the broadcast. We're just like the studio part.
No, I know, but I mean, if they ship it back to us for a minute during the overtime, we're like, okay, guys, who do you got?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely, yeah.
Also, too, I think would be cool for those 10 games. Maybe like I want to do it for the 73s this year. So between Jonesy, you, Tristan, and myself, kind of how the Red Wings broadcast do it, where they pick a guy every game, and then we're going to accumulate our points. And whether we do it for just home games or the Windsor one, maybe we can just do it for those games and just to see. Let's see how well we know the fellas. Let's see. Everybody, too, you can follow along, play at home as well. Maybe we'll break down a little structure on how we get our points.
Yeah, see who guessed right and who's.
Let's make it fun.
Yeah. For sure, it's a lot of possibilities, and we're excited to be part.
So check us out. So first game is September 25th, correct?
Yes, we will post. We've got the full schedule up on our social media, and that should be good.
So
all right.
Check out for that.
For sure. All right. For all of our information, hit up our social media. Hit us up if you got an email. Send us. Follow us on Twitter. All that good stuff. From Anthony and myself, thanks for tuning in to Hat-Trick Hockey. We'll see you next time from around the world, but just from Windsor, Essex. Thanks for watching Hat-Trick Hockey. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty, just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares. All alone in the darkness, I've realized for the first time I am scared. If I could do it all again, if I had one more chance, my friend, I would rewrite all my wrongs. I would find where I belong. I got lost along the